Well, sunny days in Southern California, of course, is one of the reasons that the movie and television industry tends to be localized here in Southern California. And, you know, a lot of times places that we see like Kojak was supposed to be in New York. It was actually filmed in downtown Los Angeles. Lots of shows use Southern California for the weather and a lot of other good reasons. But what would you think about the possibility of a television show about somewhere else being shot right here in this community? Well, it may happen. Trudy Bigelow is with us today. Trudy, you folks in community services have been working for several weeks now with some folks. I guess it all started off with a gentleman who wrote a book,
right,
which it became a magazine article, which may become a TV show. Kind of give us the chronology of this thing.
Well, as far as how we got to where we are today, there's a gentleman who is he was a writer for Saturday Night Live, and he had his dream job and he lost it. It's actually a real life story. And his grandfather passed away in a community in Florida. So the storyline for this story is a high-stress 25-year-old executive who is trying to sell his grandfather's home in a retirement community, and he finds happiness in the retirement community. He finds rich relationships, he finds quality people, and that's basically the storyline.
Okay. Now, I guess they could have flown the whole production crew and the stars and everybody down to Florida at probably considerable expense. Put them up in hotel rooms and hauled all the equipment and all the people. But, like a lot of things in Hollywood, they said, hey, maybe there's a way we can shoot the exterior shots and stay in Southern California. Keep our actors happy, they can stay with their families, make our crew happy, they won't have to go to Florida for several weeks. And they looked around Southern California and guess what? They found us.
You know, it's really funny how these things happen. Back in August, a KMPC radio announcer was here for a segment on All Things Considered, and he did a radio program on the Theater Guild.
Right.
And that was heard by an awful lot of people. Well, a couple of months ago, GQ magazine was doing a photo shoot on this storyline, and the actual writer was along with the photo shoot. They did that at the Clubhouse One shuffleboard facilities. Fell in love with the community. Wendy Bucknam showed them around. They love the architecture, they love the park-like setting. So they've been trying to find different locations, and in the back of their mind they were remembering Leisure World and what a nice place it was. And so they contacted us really at the last minute. They want to start production very soon. So we called an emergency board meeting that was held yesterday. Didn't know how it was going to go. I mean, there's an awful lot of concerns. How's it going to affect the residents? How's it going to affect the residents' use of the facilities? How many people are expected? These are all very serious questions. Right. And so those questions were raised yesterday at the meeting.
And the directors seemed to think it was a good idea, I guess.
Yeah, I talked to the producer after the board meeting yesterday. He said Gerard DeCanio, who is the Executive Vice President of Production Operations at NBC Studios, he was here yesterday to talk to the Board of Directors and assure them that they would just really maintain the community and leave it the way that it was when they got here. The producer said he has been working in that industry for 19 years and never has he had a network executive come to the location to talk to the group. So right. That's very promising. They're
going to be very much a part of our community for part of a week. I think about the 11th of April they may be starting sometime that week perhaps?
That's the tentative schedule, yes. There are 2 days that Clubhouse 2 is available. They want to shoot a scene in Clubhouse 2 and then also at the Serpentine Walk in United Mutual. So those are the two locations that have been identified so far.
That's great. Well, we'll look forward to that. I think we've got some of those folks coming here on our show on Monday. We'll be meeting some of the producers and some of the directors, I think, of that show. Get a little more of an idea. It sounds like a clever idea. One plot line that we did have some staff reaction to, one of the plot lines is this young man has to go see the general manager of this community. And I guess an ongoing gag is there's always a sign that says, I'll be back in a few minutes, and the guy's never there. Milt Johns, of course, is always here. So he may, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how that all shakes out. But it sounds like a clever show. And I guess they deal with some of the stereotypes we all have about younger people, older people, and they kind of talk about that in a positive way, and they all find out they can really get along and work together.
It appeals to all audiences.
Yeah.
We took a look at the script. I think you had a chance
Yeah.
to take a look at it as well. And yeah, there's humor no matter where you are and what stage of your
Yeah.
life, and I think all audiences will find humor in
This,
it.
this could become a show like Golden Girls or Maude, one of those that deals with older adults in a positive way and points up some of the problems we have, but some of the fun times as well. It should be a great show. The one actor I know that people will recognize, if you remember that show Maude, Mr. Macy, the gentleman who played her husband, I think, in Maude, is one of the stars. Yeah, Bill Macy. You've seen him in the most recent film was Surviving Christmas, which came out last fall. He's been in Analyze This, Me, Myself, and I, but he also played B. Arthur's husband on the TV show Maude, and so I think people will recognize him. And it should be a lot of fun, and that'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Trudy,
Well,
congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And can I say one
Sure.
more thing? Speaking about the actors, Renee Taylor is also in it.
Oh, sure. People know her.
And she was the mother from The Nanny. The
Yeah,
Nanny's
sure.
Mother.
Great. Some great stuff, some funny folks, and I think you'll find it interesting. Now, they may not all be here for just those 2 scenes on those 4 days, but could be that they'll be here. So, you know, you folks may have a chance to, if you're nice and quiet, stand back behind, might have a chance to watch them actually shooting a reel. And you'll find out how laborious and not quite so glamorous it is to film a TV show on location. There's a lot of work that goes into that. So.
And I'm sure you'll keep everybody posted of what's
we
happening.
will, and they're going to keep us posted on the message board and here as to where we'll be today. If you folks want to observe from a distance or if you want to avoid that area, we'll let you know ahead as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Trudy, congratulations. Thank you. This is our first big
It is.
Hollywood deal. Oh, has the magazine article come out yet? The GQ article?
That's due out in May.
In May, okay. So they'll be done filming here, but you can see that article in May and kind of get and I think they do excerpt from the book too.
Yes.
In that, so people can read that as well. Do they also do senior gentleman's fashion, since GQ is a kind of a fashion type magazine?
From what I understand, it wasn't a fashion segment. It was more of a storyline, and the mature models in the GQ magazine article were wearing just casual.
Regular, like our
casual.
residents would dress around here.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Trudy, thank you very much. We'll let you get back and brush up on your script reading and your resume skills in case they, they might want a nice administrative type person to be a part of the show. You never know.
You never know.
Who could get discovered out here? Okay, folks, get those sunglasses and those 8x10 glossies out. You never know. We'll be coming right back with more news and more guests right here on Channel 6 News.